Hey everyone, in the next couple minutes, I want to show you analytics in Canvas, kind of answering the bigger question, how can I tell if my students are doing well? Or really, we're looking at data that goes beyond what you can see at first glance in the gradebook. Now, before I get into it, I do want to point out that there is an Analytics 2 that Canvas has come out with in the last year or so. I'm not going to go over that. That is more for your IT department. And what it does is it gives them access to a lot of raw data out of Canvas, which they can then take and customize into different reports. So it's really not necessarily a teacher friendly feature. And so I'm going to focus on what is, I think, very friendly to teachers, and that's this new analytics over here. So here I am on my course menu. On the right side, you can see is new analytics. I'm going to click that. Now you'll see right away it kind of gives you these kind of helpful hints here in this pane over here on the right side. Check it out if you want to. I think I'm going to cover the basics here, but there's a lot of good information here, and I'll be honest with you, I am impressed with new analytics. It gives you a lot of useful data. Let's take a look at it. Excuse me. Having a hard time talking today. Okay, there we go. So right away up top, very helpful, right? You got the average course grade, which is great. And then you have three types of assignments here, and all three are checked, and it just kind of shows you the average, right? Also, you can select a specific section, right? Or you can even select a specific student if you want. All right, so there is some customization here. And like I said before, if you wanted to drop out and see, what your quiz averages look like. And then down here, you have the different quizzes, right? And again, I can filter that out by student, by section, whatever it might be. Here's where I think this gets kind of interesting. If you hit chart options and hit data table, what you can see is the average grade on different assignments. So if you wanted to ask yourself the question, what are my most difficult assignments? You can access that data right here, which I think is very, very useful. And then you can, of course, drill down deeper by looking at those particular assignments and looking at which questions students missed. And then you can start asking, well, why did they miss this question? Is it a difficult question? Did I not teach it well? You know how to handle that. So I find that to be really helpful. And again, that's accessed under this three button menu on the right and under data table. If you hit display shapes, right, it just takes you back to this, which again, that has its usefulness as well. But I really find that the data table is particularly helpful. Weekly online activity just shows you average participation in page views. Useful data, personally, I guess so. Not so much as other data here. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time here. But again, you can kind of see the resource, number of students who accessed it, page views, participations, etc. All right. Now, this is some good stuff because not only does it give you the page views, right, and participations for each student, which again, you can tailor that to see that in the last screen, but I find this table to be more helpful. But it also gives you their grade and their on-time percentage in terms of turning assignments in a timely manner. I find that to be really helpful. So I can, especially when I'm having conversations with parents about, hey, my son has a bad grade in your class. Well, there's a reason why. And one of the reasons why is because, well, look at the correlation between his grade and his on-time percentage, right? In other words, your son doesn't turn assignments in on time, and I have the data to back that up. So I like this as well. And again, you can customize all this by section, by student, so on. And then you have reports. This is, I find this also to be very helpful, in particular, the missing assignments. So you can run, and you can do all these other ones as well, but I'm just showing you what I find to be the most useful features. So to run a report, it's going to generate the data, and then it's going to ask you to filter if you want. And so what I find to be helpful is to sort by student, and then you can run the report and it'll download a CSV file, Okay, and again, you can do this by section, you can do it by assignment, right? And you can just kind of customize all that data. And then there's other, you can run a late assignments, excuse assignments, so on and so forth. Okay. That is a really quick overview of analytics. I think that this data, different data is going to be useful to different people. And so I highly encourage you to kind of drill down into this on your own and play around with it and see what kind of data you can come up with. What I try to do is I try to look at this data. I'd like to say on a weekly basis, but I'll be honest with you, it's probably a little bit more, maybe every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but it really should be every week. And here's the last feature that I think is awesome. You can do this within the gradebook per assignment, but this is really neat. So you go over here, message students who is one of my favorite features of Canvas. They've built it over the last couple of years. This is great. So you can do, again, you can do all sections. You can pull out a different section, and then you can grade range. I want to message all the students who have between a 90 and 100, and I just want to tell them, you guys are awesome, right? You're killing it. Just want to let you know how proud I am of you, whatever it might be. Or you could do the other, hey, everyone who has between a 68 and a 72 or 71, that's basically a high D for us, and say, hey, it's the end of the quarter. You've got some outstanding assignments, whatever it might be. Let's go. Or you can message students who have missing assignments or late assignments, whatever it might be. So I love that feature. Uh, the more we communicate with them, the better. And I just think, yeah, that's definitely something worth looking into. So that's analytics. I know that was a quick overview. Again, I want to encourage you, drill down into it. A lot of great stuff here that can really help our students.